We want to take steps to secure the border.
President-elect Trump's incoming border czar Tom Homan tells us mass deportation will include workplace roundups.
Are we talking around Inauguration Day, even on Inauguration Day?
I'm not going to forecast what we're doing and where we're doing it, but you can count on worksite enforcement coming back.
Will mass deportation hurt the economy?
I think mass deportation and results of mass deportation are more important to this country than anything. We're going to protect the national security of this country.
Vibes so raw, can't hide the truth. Words so sharp, they cut right through.
Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's your man Wise, and today we got to talk about it, man. The issue of illegal immigration is deeply tied to worksite enforcement, as Tom Homan has repeatedly emphasized. The very incentive driving the influx of illegal immigrants is the promise of employment. And naturally, if you fail to crack down on businesses that hire undocumented workers, you're only perpetuating the problem. Yet certain media outlets like NBC News seem to believe that they stumbled upon some sort of groundbreaking counterargument with their predictable talking points. The reality is this, and it's quite simple. If you're offering jobs to illegal immigrants, they will continue to come. Addressing this issue requires a two-pronged approach, not just focusing on deporting those who are already here illegally, but also holding employers accountable. These businesses undermine American workers by exploiting cheap labor and ignoring legal hiring practices. Enforcing immigration laws against unscrupulous employers is a crucial step in protecting both American jobs and national sovereignty. We're going to get into this interview. Like, share, subscribe to the channel, drop me a comment down below. Make sure you watch this video all the way to the end. That is the best way to support the channel. In the comment section, when you get to the end, let me know that you watched the video to the end. Without further ado, let's get into it.
Do you need that money in order for this to be effective?
The sooner we get the money, the more effective we're going to be. But because there's limited money right now, doesn't mean we're not going to start day one. We'll deal with it as we, we're going to start day one. The president's going to take steps to secure the border day one. We're going to start the national operation day one.
What are some of those steps on day one?
As far as, look, I'm not going to get ahead of the president on this. He's going to be announcing some things on day one, and going to be things you've seen in the past, and there's going to be some new things.
Are we talking about re-implementing Title 42?
I'm not going to comment. I'm not going to get ahead of the president on that.
Should we expect workplace raids?
Yes. I wouldn't call it raid. They're based on investigation. But why do I say that?
I like how definitive he is. Will there be workplace raids? Yes. As I mentioned earlier, there is a bunch of employers out there that are hiring people, paying them under the table. They've hired a bunch of illegals at lower rates than what they could hire American citizens. So yes, we got to get these people out of here. It's actually stifling the growth of American incomes. I don't understand how people can't see it.
Number one reason, where do we find most victims of forced labor? Worksite operations. The Biden administration said they're concerned about trafficking, to include forced labor trafficking, but they stopped worksite enforcement operations. 3.5 decades, that's where we find a lot of victims of forced trafficking.
How soon should we expect the ramping up of workplace roundups?
Now you have to ask yourself, why did Biden stop doing this? Who's getting the kickback? Who's receiving the benefits from allowing employers to do this unchecked? You got to ask yourself that question.
We'll have to see.
Are we talking around Inauguration Day, even on Inauguration Day?
I'm not going to tell you that. I'm not going to forecast what we're doing and where we're doing it, but you can count on worksite enforcement coming back.
Do you plan to prosecute public officials who don't help you?
What I would say is, sanctuary cities don't want to help us, that's fine. I think it's wrong, but that's fine, because I would think any elected official would want to remove public safety threats from the communities. But there's a line they can't cross. Now, I've heard things saying we're going to put roadblocks up and not allow you in the city. Well, that's a clear violation of federal law. If you don't want to help us, then don't help us. We're going to do it anyways. You're not going to lock us out of your city. We're going to do this job.
Will there be collateral arrests?
Yes.
So, for example, if you go...
I love how definitive he is. Will there be collateral arrest? Yes. These people got to go. They got to go. This dude keeps asking these quote unquote gotcha questions. He keeps trying to act like, he's, twisting Tom Homan in a pretzel. But Tom Homan has been having this conversation for a minute. He's telling you exactly what the plans are, but at the same time, he also doesn't want to get ahead of the president. And he also doesn't want to tip his hand to folks out there that may be trying to hide from ICE and others that will be coming for them if they're here illegally, period. Now, I wish that these types of reporters, these types of journalists would do the same type of hard-hitting journalism, that they do when they're asking questions to, Republicans or conservatives. I wish they'd do the same thing, when they're having these same types of conversations with people from the other side. I just wish they'd do their job, equally. That's all.
Go after a immigrant who has a criminal record. You find him at home. His wife is there. She does not have a criminal record. Does she get arrested?
Is she illegal in the United States?
If she is. If she's undocumented, does she get arrested too?
Yes.
Yes, she got to go.
She'll be processed, and we'll let the immigration judge decide what happens to her. They all have the right to see an immigration judge.
Grandma, for example, does she get arrested as well?
She in the country legally?
Yes.
Then she'll be put in front of an immigration judge too. It's not okay to be in this country.
It's not okay to be in this country illegal. And I know I stopped it while he was saying that, but it's not okay to be in this country illegally. I don't understand why these people are caping so hard for this. I just don't understand it.
Legally. It's not okay to violate laws across that border. It's going to be based on the specifics of each case and each person we encounter.
Discretion for each ICE agent. That gives a lot of power to each ICE agent.
Yes. Shouldn't they have that power? I mean, you give an officer the ability to take a life if he has to. We should give him the discretion on does this arrest serve the mission, and does this arrest serve the nation?
Should birthright citizenship come to an end?
I'll leave that up to the president to make that decision.
But what's your opinion? Do you think it should?
I'll say this. Birthright citizenship is a major driver of illegal immigration. And that's what the whole controversy is about right now, right? If you come in the country legally, which is a crime, you get ordered, you lose your hearing, the federal judge says you must go home, or you don't show up in court and you get what they call an order in absentia, order removed, and have a U.S. citizen child. People think they should be immune. The law means nothing to you now because you knew you're in the country legally. You chose to have an illegal alien. You chose to have a U.S. citizen child, knowing you're in the country legally, knowing you're ordered deported, and you went and made that decision. That's on you.
What would you say to potentially Trump supporters, Trump voters, farmers, ranchers who employ undocumented immigrants as part of their industry? Should they be worried that their workforce is going to leave?
I would tell you, wait and see what we do with worksite enforcement before you make that judgment. There's a legal way to bring in agricultural workers in this country. If it needs to be expanded, if the Department of Labor can say that we don't have the workforce to do it, then it's up to Congress to make a fix. But right now, we're going to enforce the law as is.
Absolutely. Enforce the law as is. Now, there isn't such thing as an H-2A visa for people who, work on, farms, agricultural workers, so forth and so on. And if we need to pass, if we need Congress, if they need to pass a law that states that, hey, we need more of these people to work, in these types of jobs in this industry, let Congress do its job. But they still shouldn't be here illegally. And to be honest with you, if you are a farmer and you're employing people, I don't care if you did support Trump. I don't care if you are a Republican. You're breaking the law, sir or ma'am. And they should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. It doesn't matter which side of the aisle you're on. The law is the law.
Mass deportation hurt the economy.
I think mass deportation and results of mass deportation are more important to this country than anything. I don't put a price on Laken Riley's life. I don't put a price on all these young women who have been raped and murdered. I don't put a price on our national security. What price do you put on national security? So I think the national security of this nation, we can't afford another 9/11. We can't keep affording American citizens dying at the hands of illegal aliens.
You have mentioned that there could be a hotline for people to call in to report undocumented immigrants in their communities.
It's one thing we're considering, yeah.
One thing you're considering. What would that look like?
We're working on it now. What makes sense? That's still a fresh idea, working on it. But I want a place where American citizens can call and report. We need to make sure they have an outlet to help report child traffickers, forced labor traffickers. We want to give them an opportunity to be a part of the fix.
Do you plan to separate families?
Families, I've said it before, families can be, if a family needs to be deported, if members of the family needs to be deported, then that parent needs to make a decision. Again, having your citizen child shouldn't be an amnesty card. They put themselves in that position. So if there's an illegal alien parent wants to be, it's going to be deported, he has a U.S. citizen child, then he needs to make a decision as a parent. You put yourself in that position, so you can be a parent, the child go with you to your homeland, or the child can stay with a relative or another spouse. But again, I am not putting myself in that position. The president didn't they put themselves in that position. Having a U.S. citizen child does not give you immunity from this nation's laws.
He's absolutely right. And they want to give these people get out of jail free cards because they decided to, have a kid, which automatically becomes a citizen, even though they are an illegal alien. They, these liberals out here, they want to give these people, a get out of free card or make that, they can stay. But, if you don't have any kid, these got to go. It's not fair. The law is the law. Tom Homan, the people at ICE, people from, I guess Homeland Security or whatever the case may be, Border Patrol, their job is to uphold the law, period. So if you're a parent and you get caught up, you're on your way to being deported, but you have a kid who is a citizen, you need to take that kid with you, knowing that when that kid turns 18, gets old enough, they can come back over here because they're citizens. But you need to take your kid with you and raise your child. That's what a good parent would do. Or if you have family members that are here legally and they are citizens, maybe you give that kid to that individual. I don't know. But like Tom Homan said, he didn't make that decision. President Trump didn't make that decision. None of the folks that are part of ICE, none of the people that are part of Border Patrol, none of the American citizens made that decision for them. That's no different than if you go out here and you commit a crime and you end up being convicted and go to prison and you have children. You're going to be separated. They're not going to say, oh, no, you don't have to go to prison because you don't have anybody to watch your kids. They're not going to do that. You're going to jail. So why should these people get any special treatment, or be treated any differently than a citizen would if they found themselves breaking the law and found themselves in a situation where they had to go to prison? I love how definitive that Tom Homan is. He doesn't let this little soy boy, reporter, get him riled up and, force him to change his mind or go back on some of the things that he said. I'm glad that he stands on business, stands on his square and says, hey, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. I love it. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe. Turn the notifications on so you never miss an upload. If you watched the video all the way through, in the comment section, let me know you did so. If you'd like to support the channel financially, consider joining the ARP family, or you can buy your man a coffee. Link in the description box below. If you join a membership and buy me a coffee, you'll get a chance to have access to the Slack group. You'll get a chance to link up and chat with me on a day-to-day basis. I appreciate everybody that supports the channel. Keep God first in your life. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you all next time. Peace.
Vibes so raw, can't hide the truth. Words so sharp.